Okay, what we're going to do today is really, really different than what I usually do on this YouTube channel. And here we go. Now, I need to first say I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If you do anything, don't listen to me. What I'm doing here, excuse me, what I'm doing here is I am making this video. This is going to sound really weird. I am making this video for my two boys, my two sons. And I want to teach them. This is from a friend of mine, Spencer, and our idea to help our kids. How can we get our kids a little more financially savvy, a little more ready for the future? And they have a job and work a 9 to 5 or whatever. Not that my kids have jobs that work 9 to 5, but they will probably at some point. And how can the stock market help them? So my friend and I, follow several people. He follows one. He follows Felix Preen of the, what does he call himself? The Goat Academy, which I guess is, greatest of all time academy. And I listen to him pretty regularly on his YouTube and podcast. And then I listen to the Humbled Trailer, the Humbled Trailer, Humbled Trader. And this is a woman named Shay. And I love that. Here's what I want. You know what I want? You want to know the summary of this? I want something simple that I can follow. Here's my goal, that I don't want to be like Shay talks about at Humble Trader. She used to be a day trader, and this is not that. What the strategy they use here is, it's called swing trading or momentum trading. And like Felix's main goal is to teach us to trade. Remember, there are investors and there are traders. Investors, like, you invest in the S&P 500 and you let it sit for 20 years and you take it out. A trader is more active. So a day trader trades on things like, every day or every hour. I don't even know how to do it. And I don't care, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to look at charts and figure things out and pay attention to every little news item. I basically want the here you go. I want the simplest way with the least amount of time to ideally make more money than inflation. Okay, so what's inflation? Whatever it is, 5%, 10%, or what can you earn at the bank, right? 2%, maybe 0.00001%, or currently in some of my other banks, I can get 9% or something like that. So how can we beat something like 10%? And do I want to be a trader? No. Did I go to financial school? No. Do I have an MBA? Yes. Did I do well in finance? No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to learn some tools, and I've learned a lot from Felix Preen already. And what is it called? Felix and Friends. That's what it is. Like felixandfriends.org, I think it is, something like that. And the Humble Trailer, listen to a few people. I listen to a few other podcasts and watch some YouTube videos. So remember, I am not a trader. I am not an investment advisor. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I normally, as you know, on this channel, I talk about personal development and growth and change and habits and all the other good stuff. And this is, although it's related, because I want to teach my kids how to not rely on the 9 to 5 so much, not rely on just the salary, and how to invest a little money and try to make it grow faster than if you put it under your mattress. Not best financial advice. Or put it at the bank, which is the second best not financial advice. So here we go. Ready? I'm going to do something here I again do not recommend, but I'm going to have my boys watch this, because they have an account here, Interactive Brokers. The reason we're using Interactive Brokers, I am American. I have an American passport. I live in the Netherlands. I also have a Dutch passport. So do my boys. And this is way too much information for you probably, but if you have an American passport and you live in certain countries, like, those countries sometimes aren't thrilled with the banking and how it all works. So, for example, I can't trade ETFs, which I think is kind of a bummer, because I would like to trade ETFs. And in fact, if the ETFs here recommended, then I'll probably recommend them to my older son who lives in the US. So because he's no longer a tax resident of the Netherlands, he can trade US ETFs in the US with his Interactive Brokers account that we set up in the US with his US address. I have an interactive brokers account. If you'll notice, it's .ie, it's Ireland. So I have an interactive brokers account based in Ireland because it's European or because it's non-US. And so it does things in euros and stuff. And it's all good for me to use interactive brokers, not living in the US, but having a US passport and having a Dutch passport. Okay, that was on the way too much information scale. Here, I'm going to make a trade. And so, boys, I want you to watch this and I just want you to do what I do. Now, before I get all kinds of comments like, what are you doing? That's terrible advice. I'm going to trade a little bit of money and we're going to make it really safe. And I'm going to show you a few things I've learned along the way to, uh, so Felix's big idea is he says this like all the time is, he wants you to earn, to not diminish your earnings, but he wants you to reduce your risk. He says it's all about risk management. And what I really like about him is that he talks about reducing your risk, reducing your losses, right? Increase your gains and reduce your losses. And his main thing is like people don't know when to sell. So we're going to do this fancy trick called a trailing stop loss. And so the when to sell follows as the price goes up. Ready? Okay, here we go. So back to this is the email. Humbled Trader has a weekly email. If you're watching this, Shay, hi Shay. And again, I don't think she's a financial advisor, but I'm definitely not a financial advisor. So don't do what I'm doing. This is for my boys. And I thought you might want to watch over my shoulder as I try to help my boys gain more financial freedom as they get older. Here we go. First one. So she's got a few, right? There's just like 3. This is what I want also. I don't want 14. I don't want 87. I want 3. So I'm not going to even analyze these. I'm not, because also I don't know how. I'm not very experienced, right? This is how I like to do a lot of things. I am really good. I can tell you how to publish a book. I can tell you how to grow your YouTube channel. I can tell you how to move to Europe. I do not know how to trade stocks, but I want to learn just enough to be sort of dangerous. I want to know enough to who the people I follow, and I want to do kind of what they recommend. That's sort of my thing. And the reason I'm doing this video publicly is because I'm a wacko, but also I just want to show my kids and have them. YouTube is frankly a quite easy way to share video. And of course I could have done this privately, but why? If somebody out there, you're a parent and you want to help your kids and you want to set them up with instead of a savings account at the bank earning 0.0001%, and you're okay with a little risk and I consider this fun, then go for it. So here we go. Baba. So I think this is Alibaba, I think, right? Yeah, Alibaba Group Holding. I think, don't they own I don't see it here. Isn't Alibaba what's that store called I think it's in the US, but wait, I'm gonna do a quick search. What is that? Yeah, AliExpress. That's it. So AliExpress has it's like, I don't know. What is this? Hey. Okay, so it's in Dutch. That's right. They own AliExpress, I think. And it's kind of like Amazon, but in Europe. And I think everything comes from China or India, or I don't even know. Whatever. Again, I'm trying not to ask questions. I'm just going to do the thing. Here we go. So Baba, 173. And if I look at her chart, which again, I'm not going to analyze, I'm trusting her. And again, that's a big word, right? I'm trusting her to pick the ones. And again, don't get me wrong. She is not recommending, because I think she's also not I don't know if she's a financial advisor. She's also not recommending. She's saying, these are ideas, right? I've heard in the financial world, you got to be really careful to not say, do this. So I'm not saying that. And neither is she. So here we go. So let's go look. I can look it up. I can do Baba. And then this is interesting. By the way, Liam and Luca, you got to check, where are you trading that? So Liam, you're in the US, so you want New York Stock Exchange. Now, if there's somewhere else, like I don't even know, I don't recognize these. And I can't remember what the Amsterdam one is. I can look it up later. But, do you want to trade it in somewhere in the US, or do you want to trade it somewhere else? I'm probably just going to go with the US stuff here. And I don't want any of this fancy option stuff. I just want the stock. So I'm not going to get into this in this video, but there are kind of fancy ways to buy. So like Felix recommends, don't buy right this second, buy when it's on its way up. And it's kind of the thing that this is a typical momentum trade. So I could say buy when it hits whatever, this 175. Um, totally honestly, I kind of forgot how to do that. So I need help from my friend to remind me how to do that. So I'm just going to buy it right now. So 172s, I don't like to spend more. Okay, so also for the boys. So here's something Felix says. He says something like, you want to set it up so that your losses are no more than, and pick your number. I think he says like 2% or 5% or 1%. I can't remember. Let's call it 1%. So the money you potentially would lose is 1% or 5% of your total. So what is I don't know what my total is. Let's call it 10,000 bucks. So that means what is 1% of 10,000 bucks? Well, what is 100% of 10,000? 10,000. What's 10% of 10,000 would be 1,000. So 1% would be 100. So I want to only lose 100 if I lose. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So I'm going to buy this. And so I should reverse calculate, because if I only want to lose 100, and if let's say that's 10% of my total, so I shouldn't buy more than $1,000 of this. You follow my thinking? So if I'm going to buy 1,000 of this stock, with the potential of maximum I would lose would be 10%. So I'm only going to lose $100, which is 1% of my total, which is 10,000, right? So I'm trying to make the numbers super easy. And I'm not totally following along with Felix or Shay here. This is roughly kind of what one thing they advise. So I'm going to do that. So here we go. So I'm going to buy this. You got to be careful. Like they immediately put in 100. Well, I don't want 100. That's $17,000. I said, what did I say? Maximum a 1,000, because if I lose 10%, that's 100. So I want more like 1,000. But you know what? I'd rather have like um I don't want to spend no. I want like $500. What's like five? Okay, $800. I mean, I could do that. It's kind of do I okay. So and remember, both of these guys, they don't want you going on emotion. They want you to going on the charts and the numbers and all the calculations. And this is where, again, am I relying on these people? I am. Am I holding them accountable? Absolutely not. I'm just winging it here. So let's wing it with a little less money. Okay, there we go. $500. Didn't I say something about $500? Great. So I'm going to spend $500 and I want to buy 3 shares. See right there, $500. And this, as far as I think, you're probably like, dude, you don't even know what you're doing and you're making a video about it. I know. I do that. I do that often. I'm going to buy it at 172.80, fine. It's currently 172.57, fine. So I could say, I want to wait till it goes up a little more, and then I'm going to buy it. I'm just going to leave it there. Then time and force, I could do good till cancel. Outside of regular trading hours, I'm going to say yes. So because if right now it's whatever, 5 p.m. in Netherlands, I don't know what time it is. All or none, I don't even know what that means. So this is the important part. Stop loss, okay? So this is, sorry. This is the one, oh, can I even do this here? Stop loss. So I might have to do it in the next screen. You know what? Maybe I do it in the next screen. Isn't this good? Aren't you happy, guys? I'm doing these and I don't even know what I'm doing yet, because I don't want a number. I want a percentage. So I think I have to do that in the next screen. Okay. So let's buy this at 172.80. That's fine. I'm going to say buy 500. I'm buying $500, buy order. And I think I only buy it at 172.80. Fine. Whatever. Buy. Okay. No. Well, actually, I usually say no, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say yes. Account, limit price, 172. Filled. Okay. It already did it. Order. Blah, blah, blah. Great. So let's see if this is in my portfolio. I don't have any positions. I swear I do. Reload. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think I own this now. So now, so here's what I want to do. I want to explain this. If this goes down 10%, I want to sell. That's the thing. So the beauty of this, what's called the trailing stop loss, and again, I hope I'm doing this right. Isn't this good that I'm doing these videos without really knowing what I'm doing? I know, brilliant, right? Okay, quantity. I want to do. I only have three. I want to sell three. And what is the type? It's a trailing stop loss. So here's the important part. The trailing amount or the trailing type is a percentage. Okay. Also want time in force, good till cancel. So, and I want this trailing amount to be a percentage. So I do that here. And I'm going to do 10%, not 120%. Or is it there? No, I think it's here. It's 10. So let's see if that sounds correct. This is sell, trailing amount 10%, trailing type is that. It's a trailing stop loss. I want to sell all three. Trail, good till cancel. Attach order. See, it's not this. This is different. It's a trailing stop loss, trailing amount 10, type is percentage. Okay, I'm going to do a preview. And so let's see if it's correct. So order type is a trail. Retail last size 100. It's not 100. I'm going to go back. No, I want three. Sell three of them. 10. Okay, I'm going to preview. Because I wanted to show me 10% trail. Okay, let's see if I did this right. I hope it doesn't sell it right now, because then I already lost money. And then if I do, then we're going to find out what I did wrong. Am I doing something wrong? Trailing type, stop price. I want a price. I want trailing amount. It's that much. 10% good to cancel. Okay, preview. I'm going to say submit sell order, and I hope it doesn't happen. Pending. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. So sell three Babas at a trailing stop of 10%. So right now, that means 154. And see how it's changing? So if it goes up, if this goes up, that will go up. That's what I want. Done. So now I can see this here. Okay. I can see, I guess, is that where I bought it? At the blue, 172.87, I guess. And then I'm going to sell if it goes there. So here's what's supposed to happen, or here's what could happen. If this when this goes up, be optimist. When this goes up, this trails or follows the upward movement, meaning that then, because currently I'm going to sell at 155, right? It probably says that somewhere over here. On this chart, it's going to sell at 155. And that's based on 10% lower than 172, right? I guess what is 10%? 17. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like 17-ish less than where it currently is, right? Great. So that's what I want. So currently, does it say, it says 155.25. So if this goes up, let's see, watch it go up, 172.44. Let's see, if just for kicks, if that goes up, and you see what happens. So do you get it? Do you follow what I'm doing? I want this to go up. And as this goes up, this goes up. So in an ideal world, they keep going up. And then one day, let's say it's way up here, right? It's way up here. I'll go out here. It's way up here, yay. And then that 10% is still following. It's going up, yay. And then it comes down 10%, crash one day, crashes down to here, but now the 10% is here, 185. And again, totally made up numbers. Well, 185 is above my 172. So, and I'm sure I could figure out that what is 10% where I go, where does it have to go above for me to guarantee I'm not going to lose anything anymore? And then it will only go up. Okay. So let's go see if Baba's sitting over here. There's my Baba already losing money and I'm all set. Okay. So let's do the next one. Because now I'm a pro. Okay. Lemonade. I've heard of this. So I'm going to say Lemonade, LMND. This is a really interesting company. So I want not Mexico. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go Lemonade on New York Stock Exchange, and I want the stock. Lemonade currently goes for 93. So again, I'm going to kind of stick with my roughly $500, and that is based on how much I want to lose. So that would be even less than 1%. $500, I'm going to lose 50, and 50 is 0.5% of my 10,000, right? So remember, how much are you okay to lose? It's, I hate to make the analogy of Las Vegas, but when are you going home? No more ATM. When are you going home? Okay, great. It's down 4% today. Seems like a great team to buy. Let's do it. So Lemonade is 93. I'm going to do my same thing. I'm going to do buy right now. I want not 100 of them. I will do, again, just for simplicity's sake, I'll do 5 and 5 shares limit at that price. Time in force is good till cancel. Outside RTS is yes. Outside regular trading hours, great. And we're good. Okay, so that's sort of the easy part, right? Buy, double check. I can preview. I'm doing a limit. I'm buying at 89. Good till cancel. Outside yes. Amount that $500 or whatever. Commission $1. Total that. Okay. Submit. Yep. Order's been filled. Great. Thanks. Okay. So we want to not forget. I go back to my portfolio and go over to Lemonade. I want to do this immediately because if it goes down 42% right now, I want to get out of there, right? Down 4%. Great. So, so this is interesting. It's already down 4%. Okay. So, and again, did I mention that I'm not a stock analyst? Did I mention that, I barely know what I'm doing, except I'm following some people and learning some things and I know kind of enough to get me in trouble? Right. So I've mentioned that. So here, because it's already down 4%, it depends on like how much is your risk tolerance? How much am I willing to let this go down? Like, see, it goes down up and down a lot, right? And so here, like you can measure, I know there's all these tools that I barely know how to use. Is this the daily? Yeah, I want the daily thing. So what is that going down? That's, let's say 96 was the high down to, okay, I'm not gonna learn on the spot with you watching, but there's a thing where I can see, I mean, I can guess in 96, okay, call it 100. It's almost to 100. And so 10% clear is under 90. Well, it's already down to 90. So it's already gone down 10%. So depending on how risky I feel, how much I want the wiggle room, because look at this thing going up and down. It goes from 88 to 80 in one day. Well, what's 10% of 80, 88 is 8.8. Well, it's going down up and down 10% like on a daily basis. So this one I might do more because I want to give it some wiggle room because I want to maintain purposes. I would like, I don't want it to sell off immediately, right? I mean, you know, from the long perspective, it's going up and up. So I don't want to get out of this if it does a bounce. So I think I'm going to say a higher trail. Okay. So let me just double check my portfolio. I think I have 5 shares. right? Oh, there we go. A little slow. And I want to do my trailing stop loss. Okay, let's go to Lemonade. Oh, yeah, 5 shares. Okay, so I want to do a trailing stop loss. Yeah, I'm going to, I don't, did I mention that I don't recommend anything or I'm not a financial advisor? I think I need to say that like every 4 minutes. So I'm going to do 20% because this thing is kind of bouncing around a lot. But I kind of like this. I like this one, this Lemonade. I've heard quite a bit about it. And again, trying not to be emotional, but it's interesting how I think it's about insurance or something like that. And all right, so I've got 5 of these. So I'm going to sell 5. And what kind of, I want to sell it. See, if I didn't do anything, I'd sell it right now. Well, I don't want to sell it right now. And I want to do a percentage. And this one, call me crazy, but I'm going to do 20. Okay. And I'm going to go till cancel. And that's it. So in the preview, 20% of 88, what's 10% of 88 is 8.8. So it's going to be like 16 or something. So it's going to be down to, 70-ish. Let's see. So we've got trail 20%, good till cancel amount, right? Total. Great. So submit sell order. Remember, I don't want this to happen now. I want this to happen if it goes down 20%. Okay. I should get that sort of preview screen in a minute. It's really slow. Don't know why. Okay, here we go. So it's probably going to give me a number. There we go. So sell 5 lemonades, trail 20%, so 70. Okay, good till close. So currently, like if it goes down to 70, it's going to sell. And then how much am I going to lose? Well, I bought it at 88 times 5. So what's the difference to 88 and 70? Well, I can say 20%. I lost 20%. I lose 20% of my money. So 10% of what do I do? 500. 10% would be 50. So I could lose $100. Okay, so that's I'm going a little riskier here. And why am I doing that? I don't know. Is it a gut feeling? That's all they say is don't go by gut feelings. I'm going because I see that the bounce, I'm sure this is not the technical term. The bounce is higher, right? Okay, last one. We having fun yet? I actually kind of like this. I think this is kind of fun. And I really want my boys. Remember, this is for my boys. If you're watching this, you're watching over my shoulders. I teach my boys. I want my boys to learn how to do this stuff. And I don't want them to spend hours looking at screens. I don't want anybody looking at screens ever. And I just want them to learn a few things about this basic kind of stuff. And that's it. I'm sure I'm going to get some opinions on this one, but hey, you know what? That's fine. All right. CRML, Critical Metals Corp. Good, because the last two, I mean, this is retail. Baba's retail. Who knows where that even exists? Lemonade it's insurance. That's interesting, right? And this is now metals. Okay, great. Let's go for it. We're going to do CRML. Come on. Here we go. Critical metals NASDAQ. I want the stock. And what's this going for? $20. Okay. So again, I can get more into these yellow lines and the purple lines, but I don't know that much about them. I'm learning sort of with you. Currently at $20. It's is that down 7%? Is that like today? Okay, you'd think I know how to read these things better. Remember, I'm trying to keep this basic. So this is Critical Metals Corp. How much are we bouncing around here? Like what is a bounce here? This goes from 18 to 15. What's so 10% of 18 is 180. This is going down more like 20%. So they've got another 20% bounce. So if I wanted to I could do the same thing where I'm a little riskier, right? With it, I'm potentially losing 20%. So I think I'm going to do that. So first I got to buy it. I don't want 100. So here I want, remember, I'm going to go roughly $500. So 100 is 1,000. It's going to 20. So that would be what? Like 20 times Is it 30? Yeah, let's call it 30. Nice round number. So I'm going to spend $570. 30 shares, limit, price, good till cancel, outside, yes, fine, and buy. Getting faster, right? Probably making mistakes too. Make sure I did the right thing. I bought 30 of the kernels, 19 filled, done. Okay, let's go make this. Let's go look at, I don't know if can I just go right here? See, I always forget, I already forgot how many I bought. 30. 30. Okay, so I want to sell 30. And when do I want to do that? When it trails. Okay. And I don't want that price in there because I don't want an amount. I want a percentage. And what am I going to do? I'm probably going to get slack for this from my friend. He's going to say it's too much because I think Felix says like 7. So see, but look at that. It's down 8%. I mean, maybe I'm a crazy person already, right? It's down 8%. I'm jumping in. What do I know? Have I mentioned? I think it's the 4-minute mark where I need to say that I need to mention that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. As I'm telling my kids to put money in this stuff. But hey, you know what? It's all good. Did I mention that you shouldn't invest or trade money that you don't have? That's a good financial tip. And I'm not even joking. I hope I'm not sounding snarky. I hope I'm sounding helpful, honestly. I'm not, I mean, I'm laughing and joking because I'm a laughy, jokey kind of guy. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Just double check. 30, I think that's what I bought. I want a trail. I want an amount of 20, but I want a percent, which is a big bump. So we'll see that. Good. So cancel all or none. I don't even know what that means. And I'm going to preview that. Sell 20. I don't know what this last size 400. I don't even know what that means. Order type trail, type amount, 20%. Good till cancel. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, the fees have gone up to $1 and a penny. Submit sell. And I think it's going to give me that. I like this last screen. Let me tell me what's up. Okay, so I'm going to sell 30 trailies, 30 kernels, trailing 20%. So that's going to be, if it gets to 1523, which I don't really want it to do, if it gets to 1523, it's going to sell. Okay. And what would I lose? I would lose 20% of my $500. 10% would be 50, so 20% would be about 100. That's a lot. I don't want to do that. But hey, did I mention that we are not holding anybody accountable? Not me, not Shay, not Felix. And I'm doing this for my kids, and I'm letting you look over my shoulder. Do not do what I do. Oh my God, it's down 7%. Great. All right. I think I mentioned a few times. I'm just kidding. Kidding. I'll stop. All right. That's it. That's it, guys. This was for my boys. And I hope you go ahead and do what I just did. But remember, I have more money in my account than you do. So do that percentage where you don't want to lose more than like a percent or 2 or even 5. Remember I said, what would I lose? So if I lost that last one, I was going to lose $100. Well, then that's a percent. So I lose a percent of my total if pretending I had 10,000. I have a little more than that, but pretending I had 10. So how's my day looking? All right, I'm down $43 or euros or something. So yeah, off to a good start. But you could say, the optimist in me is going to say, good, buy when it's down. And hopefully it's going up. All right, that's it for today. I am Bradley Charbonneau. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Just one last time there for fun. This is for my boys to help them ideally make more value, get more value out of their hard-earned dollars and euros. Hard to earn, you mean the ones I give them? No, they have jobs and they earn money. And I want them to earn more than inflation and earn more than the 0.00001% you get at the bank. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll have more. Let me know in the comments if you would like to hear more of this extremely simple financial blatherings that is not financial advice. I'm going to do a counter how many times I said that. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.